If you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck in your journey, I'm so glad you're here. Today's episode is especially for you if you've ever caught yourself focusing on what you can't do instead of what you can. It's a mindset shift that can truly change the game. So listen up. Welcome to episode 95, Focus on What You Can Control. Here's how. Hi, I'm Clarenda, and you are listening to the Feel Light Mind and Body podcast, created for women like you. Women who are experiencing success in so many areas of life, but are struggling with weight loss, stress eating, and decreased energy. Losing weight can feel hard, heavy, and restrictive. That's why every week I will be offering you a different perspective, tips, encouragement, and a unique approach so that you can feel lighter in your mind and body rather than feeling deprived, frustrated, or discouraged. What if you could feel free, yet in control around food for the rest of your life? What if you could enjoy your experience of losing weight and getting healthier? You absolutely can. You're in the right place. Take this time for yourself and let's dive in. Have you ever found yourself saying things like, I can't stick to any program for long. I don't have time to work out. Or I can't right now as I'm already being pulled in too many directions. If so, you're not alone. We've all been there, focusing on the things we feel are impossible or at least out of our reach right now. In some cases, that may be true. An example could be staying overnight with your parent in palliative care and then running home during the day to do all the things, or heading to work, leaving you barely enough time for yourself to catch a nap or have a decent shower. However, there are other cases where having support and something within your control to focus on, besides the out of your control of circumstance, will be your saving grace and a source of connection and inspiration. So, think about your situation. Maybe you're a mom, caretaker, Grammy, career woman, or retiree. Notice all the buts, I have that in capital letters, that come to mind regarding the last opportunity you had to do something that you knew could give you a better feeling, a better life. Whether that's for fun, connection, better health, finances, job satisfaction, or feeling more comfortable and confident in clothes you love. You fill in the blank for yourself. I almost titled this episode, The Buts to Losing Weight, or How to Deal with the Why Nots of Weight Loss. We know why we want to lose weight. It may take a bit more exploring to discover the deeper why, but basically, you know you want to feel better, sleep better, move better, and live long enough to play with your grandkids at their level, not just from a couch with low energy or at a slow pace. But the why nots, why we think we can't, quickly follow. It's a protective mechanism of your primal brain, wanting to keep everything the same because familiarity feels safe, even if we are in discomfort. That's why, too often, we wait for the wake-up call to make a needed change. I'm talking with you today because I don't want you to wait for that wake-up call. I've seen too many of those diagnoses when I nursed in the ER. Part of what I teach is how to tap into the logical higher part of your brain called the prefrontal cortex when you need it most. The part that knows being breathless, feeling exhausted, or frustrated at having nothing to wear isn't comfortable. With my current A Fresh Start 2-week kickoff mini course, I've received messages that said, I noticed your post and so wish I could join as it sounds like a good program, but I'm too busy. Maybe, but also their brain is offering them things that they don't even know are true or not. Like joining this Kickstart won't take you hours a day. Imagine if we could think of what we want as me time, time to take care of ourselves, not just everyone else. And the benefit of that is we will show up more loving and powerful for others, minus any underlying resentment that may cause you to feel guilty about resenting and then using food or beverages to take the edge off that uncomfortable feeling. Does that pattern or cycle sound familiar? I've watched the effect that this has had on my mom over the years, and I refuse to succumb to it when I see my lower brain trying to convince me otherwise. Yes, I'm passionate about this, as I've been there and could easily slip back into that thinking if I didn't have the strategies and tools to implement. Trust me, once you have these, you'll be able to pivot so much faster and easier. Just this morning, which is Saturday, the day I'm recording this, I woke up in a funky mood. I had slept well, as I didn't have a hot flash or night sweats. Side note, that's the third night in a row, and I'm so happy. It's encouraging as I'm trying something out, and if this pattern continues, I'll most likely make a reel about it. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And now, back to the episode. So, as much as my mind was telling me I needed to get this podcast done before leaving for my hair root touch-up, I knew I needed to clean out my thoughts first so I could reframe, redirect, and make notes in my calendar as needed to calm it down. That, along with my quiet time, that includes prayer and gratitude and asking for wisdom and direction, that all, in return, led me to feeling better. I also came back to my mission statement, which is to empower women like you. And here I am. Hopefully you can feel the great vibe that I'm feeling now. I also skipped my weekly coaching session with my coach, and every time I do, I notice the difference. So, as soon as I'm done recording, I'm going to schedule it in for later this week. Having that outside perspective and being guided when we're stuck is so powerful. Let's look at another example to give you a practical takeaway step for today. Your friend asks you to go to a class, and you say, I can't. Being the great friend that she is, she asks, why not? That's what you want to capture and notice. How many times you use it as your excuse until it becomes your story? Is it, I'm too shy? I'm too old to learn new things. The kids might need me. I'm too tired after work. I'm not tech savvy. I think I've given you a variety of scenarios to have your brain looking for your but or your why not. Basically, it's what we use to justify why we can't do something. Mine is usually, I have too much to do, or I have a deadline to meet. But here's the thing. When we focus on what we can't do, we're essentially giving our power away. We're depriving ourselves. We're reinforcing a mindset that keeps us stuck. And that's exactly what we're going to break down more today. Let's start with why this mindset is so common. It's human nature to focus on our limitations. It's easier to see what's not working than to focus on what is. But when you stay in that can't-do mentality, you're not only limiting your potential, but you're also missing out on opportunities to make progress. The good news? You can change this by shifting your focus to what you can do. So, let's talk about how you can start making that shift today. First, recognize that when you focus on what you can't do, you're allowing your circumstances to dictate your actions. But when you focus on what you can do, you're taking control back. It's about finding the small wins, the little things you can do right now, even if they seem insignificant. For example, maybe you feel like you can't find time for a full workout. But can you take a 10-minute walk? Can you do a few stretches at your desk? Can you set an alarm and get up every hour and move? These might seem like small actions, but they add up. And more importantly, they're an energy pickup and keep you moving forward. One of my favorite questions that I ask myself is, so what can I do? And even better, how can I make this happen? I've seen myself juggle things around, get up an hour earlier, and reschedule if it's something that aligns with my top values, and I know will be worth the effort in the long run. Now, again, sometimes we absolutely can't, and that's okay. Today, we're talking about what we can control when we feel like it's out of our control, and to question when we automatically say, I can't because. Another assumption about a weight loss program elicits a response like, I can't stick to a restrictive diet. Well, you know what? I can't either. And the good news is you don't have to. However, our mindset plays a big part in what we think is restrictive compared to thinking of it as a nourishing or nurturing shift. I have one short-term option available to my clients if they want to rebalance their hunger hormones faster. Some choose to do it and some don't. I didn't choose that way. I chose the moderate way. But if I needed to lose 25 or more pounds, I probably would do it for the short period suggested, because I know in the long run it will make it easier. A few tips for you to think about and apply right now are, instead of focusing on what you can't eat, focus on what you can. What healthy, nourishing foods do you enjoy? How can you incorporate more of them into your meals? By shifting your focus, you're not only making better choices, but you're also building a mindset that supports your goals rather than undermines them. You can't control what others are eating around you, but you can control what you put in your mouth. I'm 99% sure no one is holding you down and forcing it in your mouth. I joke about it because we do use humor, not to take ourselves too seriously. And when you can look at your brain objectively, it can actually make you laugh. If you've registered for the 2-week A Fresh Start, Feel Lighter in 2 weeks private group, you'll probably hear Linda share at some point how I helped her in this very area when she was so frustrated and resentful at her husband for eating in the evening when she didn't want to eat that late but found it so tempting. And by the way, if you're listening to this on Tuesday or shortly after and the registration link in the show notes still works, you can still get in. I'd love to have you join us. Our group Q&A coaching session isn't until Thursday evening, and the replay will be in your membership portal, which you can access at your convenience. I don't think I've ever had a call with everyone present, so don't let that stop you. In fact, I can think of one client right off the bat who had a prior weekly commitment at that time, and she still got amazing results. She said she got so much value from watching others be coached and having their questions answered because they were so similar to hers. It's $49 Canadian total, and if you decide to continue on to the full Feel Light, Mind and Body course, which runs from September 23rd to December 20th, you'll receive a $50 coupon to apply to it. And if you don't carry on, you've got your kickstart. You're getting your mojo back, and it will be worth your $49. I recognize that some of you may be in the educational field and have a lot of buts and why nots in your mind for this 2-week course. I understand that. That's one of the reasons I started with the standalone 2-week mini course to support those who want to get their mojo back and get a taste of what it's like to be in a coaching weight loss community. But anyone and everyone can join the September 23rd 3-month Feel Light, Mind and Body course. And I do have a fast action bonus for anyone who registers before this Friday, September 6th. It's a private 45-minute coaching session with me to be used whenever you might want some laser coaching on a challenge you're facing, or if you're dealing with something that feels too personal to share with the group. You can use it anytime before 2025. It's like your wild card for the game. I just used my wild card for my marketing coach a week and a half ago, as I'm a fast action bonus type of gal, and I'm so thankful that I did. It was the incentive I needed and was very valuable. Now, I want you to take a moment and again, think about an area of your life where you've been focusing on what you can't do. It could be related to your health, your work, or even your personal life. What's one small thing you can do today? Yes, today. Maybe it's making a healthy meal choice, setting aside 5 minutes for mindfulness, or simply writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Whatever it is, commit to doing it. Remember, progress is built on consistent small actions, not on perfection or huge leaps. And here's the magic. When you start focusing on what you can do, you'll begin to notice that your list of can-dos starts to grow. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And as your mindset shifts, so will your results. You'll find yourself making progress, feeling more empowered, and yes, feeling lighter in your mind and body. Start asking the questions that I mentioned earlier. What can I do? How can I make this happen? Maybe it means having a conversation to ask for support, trusting someone else to handle something and delegating that task. Maybe it's time to ask yourself what you're scared of. Try to do so from a place of curiosity and self-compassion, not judgment. I know it's hard if it's been your pattern, but with practice and patience, that too can improve. And remember, I can help you with that. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. You have more power and potential than you might realize. The key is to stop focusing on what you can't do and start recognizing the power of what you can do. Every small step counts, and it all adds up to big changes over time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this episode has inspired you to shift your focus and take that next step, no matter how small it may seem. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement today. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this empowering mindset work, don't forget to check out A Fresh Start, Feel Lighter in 2 weeks, starting today, September 3rd. Let's reclaim that mojo together. Until next time, keep taking those small steps forward. Remember, progress is better than perfection, and we are stronger when we do life together. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode of Feel Light, Mind, and Body, or on our first group coaching call this Thursday. It's going to be a fun and empowering one. Yes, losing weight can be fun and feel great. Now, do yourself the biggest favor. From love, take at least one action step from what you learned today. Knowledge without application won't give you the results that you desire. Let me know on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, what you are choosing to do and when. And yes, please leave a podcast review wherever you are listening to this. When people read your words and can see themselves in them, then you are contributing to women empowering other women. And that feels amazing. You just might change or save a life today.